Welcome to Beyond the Brackets. In today's session, we'll discuss non-homogeneous system of linear equations and how to solve them step by step. We'll take up the homogeneous system in another session. An equation of this form, where xi's are unknowns and ai's are constants, is called linear equation with n unknowns. For instance, 2x plus 5y minus 2z is equal to 3 is a single linear equation. If we have more such equations with the same variables, together they form a system of linear equation. The system of equations can be written in matrix form as Ax is equal to B, where this is the matrix A, wherein the first row represents the coefficients of x, y, and z from the first equation. Similarly, the second row represents their coefficients from the second equation, and the third row represents the coefficients of x, y, z from the third equation. In this system, we have three unknowns x, y, and z. These are represented together by matrix X. Similarly, the constants on the right hand side of the equations are represented by the matrix P. By combining the matrix A and the matrix P, we form the augmented matrix, which is written as follows. If the constant matrix P has all zero elements, then the system is said to be homogeneous. Otherwise, it is said to be non-homogeneous. Let's now look into the solutions of non-homogeneous system of linear equations. If the rank of A is equal to the rank of augmented matrix AB and both are equal to the number of unknowns, then the system has a unique solution. If the rank of A is equal to the rank of augmented matrix AB but both are less than the number of unknowns, then the system has infinitely many solutions. However, if the rank of A is not equal to the rank of augmented matrix AB, then the system has no solution. The system is called consistent when it has a solution. So, in the first two cases, unique and infinite solutions, the system is consistent. It becomes inconsistent only when there's no solution. Let's now look into some examples. The question asks us to show that the given equations are not consistent. First, we write the matrix A, which represents the coefficients of x, y, and z from all three equations. Matrix X represents the unknowns x, y, z in this example, and the matrix B contains the constants on the right hand side, which are 4, 3, and 5. Now we combine A and B to form the augmented matrix AB. Next, we'll use row operations to reduce this augmented matrix into echelon form. The first element is already 1, so we'll make the two elements below it as 0 using the first. That means the operations will change R2 as R2 minus 2R1 and R3 as R3 minus R. So the first row remains as it is. For the second row, we perform the operation R2 minus 2R1. We get 2 minus 2, 5 minus 2, minus 2 minus 2, 3 minus 8. For the third row, applying R3 minus R1, we get 1 minus 1, 7 minus 1, minus 7, minus 1, 5 minus 4. Using the matrix to echelon form, our goal is to make all the elements below the diagonals equal to 0. In this process, the final step is to make this element as 0 using R2. So the operation will be changing R3 as R3 minus 2R2. Again, the first two rows will be written as it is. For the third row, we get 0 minus 0, 6 minus 6, 8 minus 8, and 1 plus 10. As all the elements below the diagonals are zeros, this matrix is now in echelon form. We can observe that the rank of matrix A is 2 because it has two non-zero rows, and the rank of augmented matrix AB is 3 since it has three non-zero rows. Therefore, the rank of A is not equal to the rank of AB, hence the given system of equations has no solution and is inconsistent. Let's look at another example of solving a system of linear equations. Here we have four unknowns x, y, z, and t. First, we represent the system in matrix form. The matrix A contains all the coefficients of the unknowns. The column matrix X contains the unknowns themselves. And the column matrix B contains the constants from the right hand side of the equations. Next, combine A and B to form the augmented matrix, which we'll call as AB. We now reduce this augmented matrix in echelon form using row operations. The first element is already 1. We try to make these elements as zeros using R1. So the operation will be changing R2 as R2 minus R1. R3 is already 0. Changing R4 as R4 minus R1. After writing the first row, applying R2 minus R1 for the second row, we get 1 minus 1, 0 minus 1, minus 1 minus 1, 2 minus 1, 2 minus 4. Again, after writing the third row, applying R4 minus R1, we get 1 minus 1, 2 minus 1, minus 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1, and 3 minus 4. Next step is to make these two elements as zeros using R2. So the operations will be changing R3 as R3 plus R2, R4 as R4 plus R2. After writing the first two rows, for the third row we get 0 plus 0, 1 minus 1, 1 minus 2, minus 3 plus 1, and minus 1 minus 2. For the fourth row we get 0 plus 0, 1 minus 1, minus 2 minus 2, 0 plus 1, minus 1 minus 2. Finally, making this element as 0 using R3, the operation will be changing R4 as R4 minus 4R3. After writing the first three rows as it is, for the fourth row we get 0 minus 0, 0 minus 0, minus 4 plus 4, 1 plus 8, minus 3 plus 12. All the elements below the diagonal are zeros, so the matrix is now in its echelon form. Here, matrix A has 4 non-zero rows, so the rank of matrix A is 4. Matrix AB has 4 non-zero rows, so the rank of matrix AB is 4. And we know that X, Y, Z, and T are 4 unknowns. So the system has a unique solution. Since the system is consistent and has a unique solution, we must now find the actual values of the unknowns. So whenever you get a unique solution, that means you should go ahead and solve for all the variables. Now we'll substitute these variables into the resultant matrix, which gives us equations like x plus y plus z plus t is equal to 4, minus y minus 2z plus t is equal to minus 2, minus z minus 2t is equal to minus 3, 9t is equal to 9. So from this, we'll get t is equal to 1. Substituting t is equal to 1 in the third equation, we get z is equal to 1. Substituting these values in the second equation, we get y is equal to 1. And substituting all these values in the first equation, we get x is equal to 1. So that's the unique solution for this system. And the solution can be easily verified by substituting these values in any one of the equations given in the question. Moving on to the next problem, discuss for what values of lambda and mu the simultaneous equations have no solution, unique solution, and infinite number of solutions. Again, we'll start by writing the coefficient matrix matrix A, which contains all the coefficients of the unknowns. Next, we'll write the column matrix capital X, which contains the unknowns x, y, z. Next, matrix B will be written, which has the constants from the right hand side. Now we'll combine matrix A and matrix B to form the augmented matrix. While reducing this matrix in the echelon form, the operations will be changing R2 as R2 minus R1, R3 as R3 minus R1. So the first row will be written as it is. For the second row, we get 1 minus 1, 2 minus 1, 3 minus 1, 10 minus 6. For the third row, 1 minus 1, 2 minus 1, lambda minus 1, and mu minus 6. The last step in this process will be making this element as 0 using R2. So the operation will be changing R3 as R3 minus R2. So the first two rows will be written as it is. For the third row, we get 0 minus 0, 1 minus 1, lambda minus 1 minus 2, mu minus 6 minus 4. The system has no solution if the rank of A is not equal to the rank of AB. This happens when rank of A is 2 and rank of AB is 3. So lambda minus 3 should be equal to 0 and mu minus 10 should not be equal to 0. That is, lambda should be equal to 3 and mu should not be equal to 10. The system has unique solution if rank of A and AB are equal and they are both equal to the number of unknowns. Since we have 3 unknowns, the rank should be equal to 3. This means that lambda minus 3 should not be equal to 0. That is, lambda should not be equal to 3. The system has infinite number of solutions if rank of A and AB are equal and both are less than the number of unknowns. This means rank of A and AB should be equal to 2. So this happens when lambda minus 3 equal to 0 and mu minus 10 equal to 0. That means lambda is equal to 3 and mu is equal to 10. I've added few more questions here. Try to solve them before checking the answers.